You probably know someone who enjoys extreme sports like motocross, free solo rock climbing, or skydiving. The chemical releases linked to increasing the danger of more accessible sports can be equally enticing as the high that was once thought to be sought primarily in extreme sports like base jumping. This happens when an activity that is safer, like rock climbing, is purposefully made less safe by going over a jump without the added security of a rappel rope, a practice known as free soloing, or when a mountain biker going downhill decides to release their handlebars in order to make the stunt more thrilling and risky. Taking part in risky or unhealthy activities on a regular basis for the rush of it, or feeling a strong and ongoing need to do so, are some indicators that you are an adrenaline junkie, according to Emily Hemendinger, clinical director of the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus's intensive outpatient program. She continues, saying that these people may also be impetuous, spontaneous, and frequent seekers of new thrills and experiences. An adrenaline junkie. What is it to you? Extreme sport participants are sometimes referred to as adrenaline addicts, although mental health doctors call them thrill seekers or high sensation seekers. Marvin Zuckerman, the late psychologist, described the latter as someone who pursues intense sensations and experiences and is willing to take big risks for those experiences, according to psychologist Kenneth Carter, an Oxford College of Emory University psychology professor and author of Buzz. Inside the minds of thrill seekers, daredevils, and adrenaline junkies. These people might engage in extreme sports including extreme skateboarding, mountain biking, ice climbing, whitewater rafting, big wave surfing, highlining, bungee jumping, and downhill mountain biking. In actuality, any hazardous or risky behavior that elicits strong feelings and a rush can set off the emotional reaction that thrill seekers are looking for, explains Mark Dingman, a biobehavioral health expert at PSU. Adrenaline addicts frequently find that they appreciate the feelings associated with participating in risky and exciting sports and activities after being introduced to them by a friend, family member, or coworker. Thrill seekers may also be more genetically predisposed to have underlying psychiatric disorders, higher levels of impulsivity, and lower tolerances to boredom, Hemendinger says, and they may be more likely to be impatient, self-preoccupied, and have difficulty accepting and dealing with failure. Which high are addicts to adrenaline looking for? The repercussions of participating in extreme sports or activities are often the same regardless of the motivation behind the desire to do so. There's a lot that goes on in the body when we do something thrilling or dangerous, Carter adds. He notes that the production of hormones like cortisol, which helps to organize our body's fight-or-flight response, and dopamine, a neurotransmitter that causes feelings of pleasure, are examples of typical reactions. Not only does one's heart often beat quicker, but digestion also slows down, which might explain butterflies in your stomach. According to Carter, pupils dilate, reflexes speed, lungs expand to allow for more airflow, and muscles flex and clench. Adrenaline and noradrenaline, two more hormones and neurotransmitters, help to promote these physiological changes, according to Dingman, and cause some of these reactions. Do extreme sports have an addictive quality? Some people believe extreme sports are addicting because they release higher quantities of hormones when participating in risky activities, hence the name adrenaline junkie. The truth is a little more nuanced. According to Holly Blake, a behavioral medicine professor at the University of Nottingham School of Health Sciences, some research does suggest that some extreme sport athletes can experience withdrawal symptoms during abstinence from their sport, and these withdrawal symptoms can be similar to those experienced by individuals with substance and behavioral addictions. Despite this, Blake notes that risky sports and activities are probably not nearly as addictive or difficult to stop doing as drugs or alcohol. The more intense action is performed, the more these symptoms and urges may appear. Just like with drugs and alcohol, the more you do something that is addictive, the more tolerance you build, and the more of it you have to do in order to experience the high again, Hemendinger explains. According to her, signs that an intense sport or hobby is becoming addicted are comparable to those of chemical addiction or compulsive habits like gambling. Signs to look out for include disregarding the potential risks of the activity, lying to yourself or others about the dangers associated with the activity, rigidity around doing the activity, including getting upset when not able